Hello my friends, welcome back to Refit and Sail. My name's George, this is the Solent Boat Butler, and this here is my very own SJ320. It has featured quite a lot on this channel amongst other refit jobs that I do professionally because I fix boats for a living. I've had this over 12 months, I've probably had it about 16 months now. It has undergone a fairly extensive refit in all areas and those works do continue, but I've also covered the sailing of this boat on this channel, the sailing and the racing with mixed results. I think that is going to improve and be very much on the upward trend next year when I have some new sails, because the sails that I'm using at the moment came with the boat. They're very, very old. I have had them repaired multiple times, and in fact on the last repair where they were putting patches on top of patches on my main sail, the sailmaker did say, maybe don't use this sail in more than 15 knots of breeze, George, because there's a high probability of it just going and that will be the end of that. And I do have 2 more races this season that I want to get out of this boat and this pair of sails before my new sails turn up for next year, which is the subject of a separate video, but excited about that. What's the plan for today? Well, sometimes I just want to go for a sail for my own pleasure, and as my emotional support boat I like to take it out, and it gives me a nice calm feeling of tranquility sometimes when life and work and family stuff all gets on top of you. I don't know if you feel the same. Let me know in the comments if you do, but sometimes I just want to go out for a sail. But also I don't like just sailing aimlessly. I do like to go out and try new things. So the purpose of today to some extent is to actually try out my Inner Forestay, my Solent-Stay, and the number 4 heavy weather jib I've got to hang on to it. I haven't actually used it in anger. I had it on board when I did the triangle race earlier this year so that if I needed it I could use it. I know it fits, I've had it up, but I've not actually sailed with it. And whilst there isn't a ton of wind today, I want to get it up and I want to use it in anger. I'm kind of hoping that there's going to be some nice strong bullets of wind come through, because it is forecast to be a bit showery and a bit rainy today. The sun's shining at the moment, which is lovely, but it is forecast to go a bit downhill, and certainly yesterday was very windy, so I'm hoping I can find some breeze, try out my number 4, probably with 1 or 2 reefs in the main, just to see how that all balances. But the other thing that's happening today is it's the start of the Clipper Round the World race in Portsmouth. This is Portsmouth Harbour. I'm on the Gosport side at the moment, and just over there I can see all the flags flying in Gunwharf Quays of all the race boats. They start around 12 o'clock. I'm hoping I might be able to get a bit of footage of that as well. If I do, I'll try and get it on camera and share it with you. So I'm going to go and put some clothes on because rain is going to happen, and rain will definitely happen if I don't put my failies on. Rig the inner stay, which I'll show you in a minute, get the number 4 on deck and get ready to go. Here's a better view of my boat. Unfortunately, I haven't had the bottom cleaned for a little while, and it has got a little beard of weed on the waterline, so I am going to have to get the boat cleaned before the next race. The inner stay is a Dyneema stay, which I will show you. It is this fella here. So this is the Dyneema stay. When it's not in use, it is mounted, or rather it's tied down here. Apologies, the birds have been making a mess of my deck. So I'm going to unlash this lashing, and then it gets attached to a U-bolt which is just aft of the stem head. This is a reinforced U-bolt. The loads of that are taken down to the hull, so I tension that with a block and tackle with another Dyneema line that goes back to the cockpit back there, and I can tension it on the winch, and then I can hank on my sail. So that is probably a better view of the Solent-Stay installed. So those are some pretty hefty OTT Harken blocks for the tensioning of the Solent-Stay. That line is Dyneema, as is this Dyneema here. This is literally a Dyneema that is designed for rigging. It is literally designed for this job. It's UV resistant. Can't exactly remember the name of that particular Dyneema, but my friend Dave the Rig put it all together for me. I still need to tension that on the winch, but before I do, just thought I'd show you the sail. So this is my number 4, and it just gets hanked on. It doesn't use traditional hanks. My friend Shawnee Boy, who's a very good sailmaker, put these on. So it still has the luff tape, so I could in theory still put this up the forestay, the standard foil, but rather than metal hanks, so that I don't damage that rope, I've got these One's made out of webbing, and you just pop it round, clip it on. You can even do it one-handed holding a camera, and that is how that works. So I'm going to get all that ready, attention to forestay, and get ready to go sailing. Well folks, I have the main up, jib's all ready to go, just passing Gunwharf Quays over there, so you can see the big Spinnaker Tower there, and just in front is what I imagine they're calling the race village for this Challenge Round the World race. This is a stopping, fully crewed race. It's kind of a pay-to-play type event. The boats actually normally live just over here on the Gosport side in what used to be Canberra Nicholson's, is now Premier Marina. I hadn't actually planned my exit or my sail for seeing these guys. If I'm honest, it's not really the sort of racing that I'm interested in. I like solo stuff like the Vendée Globe and the whole kind of IMOCA series. That really does float my boat. Fully crewed round the world with stops on a pay-to-play basis. I mean, it's a great adventure. I know some people that have done it. In fact, I know one couple that met on it and got married and now have kids, and they all go sailing together. So it's a really lovely story. That's not to say that you are going to meet the love of your life on an event like that, but it shows it's certainly possible. And even if you don't, then I'm sure you have an exceptional experience as a result. So I can't remember what all the stops are. I'm sure you can look it up. But I'm going to go out the harbour entrance, just up there, pull my jib out, have a little sail around, and then by the time I come back, those guys are probably going to be coming out and doing their parade of sail. I think they are planning to do. I think the start's around 12 o'clock. It's about 11 o'clock now, or maybe they're coming out for a parade of sail at 12 o'clock. Not totally sure. Haven't actually looked it up in any great detail, but hopefully we'll catch some of the action. Right, we are heading out. I'm now with two reefs in the main because as I was coming out the entrance over there, suddenly got some pretty big bullets of wind over 20 knots, so I decided whilst it has calmed down now to a steady 15, I'll stick the second reef in, and the number 4 went up without a hitch. I'm not going to say it's in the first flush of youth, but you know, it works, it goes up, it's a reasonable shape. It is designed for heavy weather use where maybe you're not so bothered about sail shape, you're just trying to kind of hang in there and get to wherever you're going or finish the race. But I'm really pleased with how easily that went up and how it looks. I didn't even have to change my jib car position, so I'm just going to go and have a little sail, have a little play, see what sort of speeds I get, just basically enjoy my boat for maybe half an hour, and then I'll turn around and head back in. I haven't got a lot of time today, but it's just nice to be out and playing with my toys. There is Ryde in the distance, that's the Isle of Wight Island shore, and I've just cracked off just to run down here for a bit, getting some big bullets of wind at times. So I've got 16 knots, but when I picked up the camera it was 20 with some bigger gusts on top of that. but the boat's going really nicely. It's a real pleasure to be out on a sunny day with some breeze. It's what they call champagne sailing conditions. I'm really quite enjoying it. I'm just going to go down here towards the forts, the old Palmerston forts there, and then I will turn left, probably make my way back in towards Portsmouth Harbour, and hopefully see some of those challenge yachts coming out on my way in. Doing a nice easy 8 knots over the ground like this, and 17 knots of breeze. Very nice. I really did mean what I said earlier when I said sometimes you just got to get out on the water. I certainly feel that way occasionally. Life throws spanners, or you're just working too hard, and it's all just a bit and I know I do push myself to do quite a lot in my waking hours, and sometimes it all just gets a bit on top of you, and just getting out on the water. I found that on Friday. I was out with a client doing some sail training on Friday and really enjoyed myself, and I said to myself, I am going to go out on my boat on Sunday on my own and just enjoy myself for a couple of hours, and then come in and I will feel refreshed and recharged for the working week ahead. I don't know how you feel about that, whether that chimes with you. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. And if you're one of the few people that support the show using the Refit and Sail PayPal link that is down in the description, where you can buy me a beer to help keep the lights on here, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can just give me a thumbs up like if you wish, and don't forget to subscribe to Refit and Sail for more sailing and refit action on my boats, clients' boats, and whatever else I seem to get involved with in the sailing world. Just going to jibe now, head back into Portsmouth. But before I did, I just quickly checked my phone to double check what I read online about the start time for the Clipper race, and unfortunately I've been caught out by Google AI, because sometimes AI is BS. It told me that the boats would be coming out at 12 o'clock, and I've just checked the actual Clipper website, and they're coming out for a parade of sail at 2:30 and starting the race at 4, and I'm almost certainly going to be long gone by then. Unfortunately, folks, sorry about that. We may miss it, but if I can, I'll stick some photos and or video in so you can see what that's all about. Right, I need to go that way. Oh, and by the way, I don't use AI in any of this video editing. A lot of people on the YouTubes do. They create content, or they create scripts, or they use AI to work out what's going to be the most popular subject on YouTube. Yeah, I don't do that. I'm not that at all. I just record stuff. I don't plan it. I don't script it. I just stick the camera on and talk. And what happens, happens, and I kind of work on the basis that this is real life boat works, real life sailing, and hopefully that makes my content a little bit more valuable maybe than some of the more AI generated or AI inspired stuff you see on the intervals, and that's the way I want to keep it on Refit and Sail. Well folks, that is us back at base. As you can see, we are secured, but I've got a bit of tidying up to do. The most important thing I think I'm going to do first is make a cup of tea, because that is the law according to George. Hope you enjoyed that. Bit of a different one to normal. No racing, no fixing, but there was a bit of sailing, and a bit of sail testing, so that's all good. Thanks very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time I'm out on Furiosa or back in the boatyard. See you soon. Bye for now.